Hello everybody, thanks for tuning in. I want to talk today about, a few of the recent events in the news that have been taking place. I want to talk about some silver and cryptos today. Let's first talk about some silver. Hello everybody. A lot of people are griping at me. They're angry with me that I'm pushing silver. Silver is at an all-time low, and somehow I am misrepresenting investing in precious metals. They cannot get over the fact that I might have purchased at, let's say, $17, $18, $19, $25 an ounce. Yet I'm still advocating for buying silver. I'm still advocating for it. They can't get over that I X amount of dollars, fiat currency in the bank account. But do never complain about the value of that dollar depreciating. It is simply amazing. People, I am going to say it again. I don't make any money off of telling people to buy silver. Here we have a tube of Silver Eagles. I don't make any money off of this. I don't work for JM Bullion or Provident Metal or APMEX. And here's proof of the pudding. I invest in silver. And just because the price has fallen doesn't mean you should sell off, because that's what they want you to do. They want you to sell off. Invest. The price is low. It is an excellent time to buy. Trade Treasures is saying that there's some buffing problems. Is anybody else experiencing any internet problems here? Hi from Arizona, bye. That's Tom Elms. Yeah. You never hear these naysayers complain about the dollar. Never. All right, so silver might not be perfect. It might not be the utopia. It might not be going up 25 cents every day for the rest of our lives. But you never hear them complain about the dollar. I know I'm repeating myself. You never hear them complaining about debt. Oh, I drive a brand new Camaro. Oh yeah, it's just like the bumblebee in the movie, in that one movie. I have a fancy this and I have a fancy that. They never complain about being in debt and how that debt is anywhere from 5 to 30% interest rate, depending on the type of debt that they've gotten themselves into. Never complain about that, but they walk around, oh yeah. People, I'll say it again, invest in some silver. It is real money. And a lot of people are constantly asking me, which should I get, silver or gold? I always say get both, but if you had a choice of one, get silver. It is the most held down by manipulation. In history, there used to be a ratio of 10 of these to buy 1 ounce of gold. Now it is 82 of these to buy 1 ounce of gold. This is far more manipulated than gold. Many people also say it is more rare than gold. The price is low. Buy now. Even if you're on the fence, buy 3 or 4 just to feel them in your hands. So obviously we've all heard about the news on television. Let's get over to my favorite news station. Now, I have nothing against immigrants. Absolutely nothing against immigrants. I think we should welcome all immigrants legally. We should allow them into our country as quickly as we can economically absorb them. Notice what I said, economically absorb them, and they have something to contribute. And they want to actually become Americans, not change America into what they are claiming they're running from. Legalized immigrants, I'm for. We're all immigrants, every last one of us. This illegal immigration thing is getting out of control. I'm obviously segueing into the Molly Tibbetts murder. An illegal immigrant was living in that community for 4 to 6 years. He murdered her. He claims he blacked out. He was chasing her, and when he caught up to her, I'm oversimplifying it. He claims, his own words, he blacked out. I just blacked out. And after I woke up, she was in a ditch. I don't know what the hell happened. It's like these people are shopping. I feel like having sex today. Who can I chase down and kill? It's like they're going shopping for freaking groceries. Murdering innocent girls. I blacked out. So I'm going to go actually take a credit card. I'll go blow a bunch of money on expensive stereo equipment and guns and toys. And when my wife gets disappointed at me, as she should, I'm going to tell her, but I blacked out. I went into Sports Authority. I went over to the gun section. I was looking at the 9mm Beretta for $750. I blacked out. The next thing I remember, I was in my car with a brand new gun. I'm a little angry. I'm tired. This illegal immigrant, they should do a little bit more research. First off, people, I appreciate you stopping in. I'm on a rant today. I do appreciate everybody here in the chat room. I also appreciate it if you would smash that like button, that thumbs up button, and leave a comment below also when the video actually posts. This live chat, by the way, it does not post until we end this video. Then it uploads. So just remember that to come back to the video after it uploads, leave a comment, smash the like button. Also, in all of my video descriptions, there are ways to support this channel. So back to this illegal immigrant. Again, I'll say it again for the people who are just checking in right now. Good morning to everybody. I hope you slept well last night. I have nothing against immigrants. We're all immigrants. I believe that we need to do it legally. We need to be able to absorb those immigrants. We need to make sure they have something to contribute, not get here and then demand Social Security and welfare. And finally, we need to verify and make sure they want to actually become Americans, not just become an American citizen. There's a difference between assimilation, wanting to become something, versus changing America into what they claim they're running from. Take a look at Illinois, parts of Chicago. They're trying to change America. They're actually getting voted into office. So what I want to do is talk about this illegal immigrant. They need to do a little bit more research on this immigrant, this illegal immigrant. First of all, I want to know how he's been earning a living for 4 to 6 years. I want to know if he's actually been collecting any kind of public assistance. And that administration, that office, that county office that's been handing him paychecks via welfare or whatever it is, should be held accountable. If not, we need to find out who his employer has been. We need to put him under charges for assisting an illegal immigrant. He or they, that company, should be held accountable. Let me say hello to a few people. I apologize. I'm in one of those moods today. When one of our children gets hurt, one of your children get hurt. This could be one of your children. I'm actually looking at a computer screen behind what I'm talking into right now. This could have been one of your children, and I would have put up as much of a fuss over your child as this one. This could have been one of our children's. This could have been one of our children's children. We are, so I got a question just now. Why is this occurring? Why all over the world are they welcoming immigrants into the country? Why? Sweden, complete upside down when it comes to immigrants. Why are they outlawing them? I mean, why are they welcoming them? Why are they ignoring the fact that they are changing the climate? Why are they ignoring the fact that they are contributing to an uprising in crime and racism? What are the elite planning? They're planning globalism. This is how you welcome in globalism. You have a glass of half milk. The milk is pure nationalism. Let's just say it's pure American. You fill it with water. It dilutes the American way of life. It dilutes the American dream, the American belief system. When you dilute a country, it makes them weaker. The word dilute is to actually weaken. They're wanting to come in with the one world order. I don't give a damn whether the people think it's conspiracy theory. That is what they want. The new world order. And you know what? You might not believe in the Bible, but the Bible does say it's coming. So you got to give the Bible some props that, hey, they've been right. It's been right about something. The one world order has been warned. We've been warned against that in the Bible. They're trying to usher in the new world order, a one world government to control us. They're already putting in the foundation and has been put into the foundation. They're building the structure, the infrastructure of this. What do I mean? One way is all the freaking cameras that are around every goddamn intersection in every damn business. Cameras, satellites that are actually spying down on us. Oh, for your personal safety, by the way. They're already laying the foundation, the infrastructure to control us like cattle. Anyway, let's talk about something nice. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about cryptos. Let's talk about whatever you want to talk about. I think I vented enough. Yankee stacking, thank you so much. I appreciate it. One world government is the goal. It really is. And, the Bible actually warns against this. It is a way of controlling their cattle. We are the cattle. I always said this. Slavery never ended. It never ended. It is currently and every day being perfected. Slavery never ended. It's being perfected. I said it first. When we bring it up to their attention that we don't like the cameras, we don't like to be spied upon, they play that little game with us. Well, you have nothing to worry about if you're not doing anything wrong. That's not the question. The question is who controls who? Do you control us, the government control us, or do we control the government? We don't need them to control us. We don't need them to watch us for our safety. We need to control them. Normer man, try asking an Indian how they feel about immigration, if you can find one to ask. We've made them a little hard to find now, haven't we? Yes. And all the little westerns that show them as savages, that's pure bullshit. We basically stole this land from them, I will admit that. And we've actually forced them into Christian and Catholic schools, made them dress in the Western attire. If you take a real history class in college, they were not the savages. We were, unfortunately. So I want to welcome a few people in the house, and I apologize. Sometimes I can't read the names very well, but I even if I mispronounce your name, I do welcome you. Narmer Man, thank you for being in the house. Silver Mac, thank you so much. Tom Elms, Twashmin 001, thank you. Has no one here. Thank you, Dr. Prepper. And NPC, you must be a computer tech, EK. Bugsy2379, thank you everybody for being in the house. I appreciate it. If everybody just hit that like button again. This video has not actually posted to YouTube. It is live now. Once the video has finished, then it actually uploads. I appreciate if you come back to the video, leave a comment, give me a like, whatever. Thank you, Hugo Romero. I'm doing very, very well. I'm a little worked up over this Molly Tibbetts murder by an illegal immigrant that has been in our country for 4 to 6 years. How he has been living, how he has been earning an income, I want to know. And those peoples should be held at dire accountability. The New World Order dilution is pollution. Preach on, brother. Shepherd, Gravitol, Constant. Thank you very much. I do apologize if I'm yelling and I am worked up. But for those who are just checking in, I'll say it again. Stack some silver, folks. Make yourself happy. Hold it in your hands. Play with it. But buy some silver. Definitely buy some silver. I know the price is at an all-time high. I'm constantly getting emails bitching at me that how can you tell these people to buy silver when it's at an all-time low? You freaking moron. You freaking moron. Don't freaking email me yelling at me. The price is at an all-time low. And if you're a day trader, if your plans are trading it in at the end of this week to earn a few pennies, then okay, be mad. But if your intentions are to hodl this, to hold it for many years to come, this all-time low is a blessing, folks. Buy some silver. And yes, if you can, buy some gold. I wish I can afford some gold. I really do. It is so pretty to hold that bright yellow metal in your hand. It's amazing. It's almost hypnotizing. I just can't speak. You know, I keep telling people, not only do you store silver for future, I don't make any money from these people. There is no link in my freaking video descriptions. Go here to buy your Mountain House food. I'm telling you this because it is a good product. Not that I make a nickel off of this. I have no affiliation with this company. Buy some of this. This is expensive. I do realize it, but it is actually convenient. For example, this has servings per container 10. Now, granted, this was a $25 can, but servings per container is 10. 10. Do the math, folks. Is it really that expensive? I say not. For 2 people, that can last my wife and I a little over 10 days. A little over 2 days. 2 days to feed 2 people, 25 bucks. So I always talk about my various food preps. And I always talk about canning, freeze dry, dehydration, just storing cans of food and whatnot. But also, items like this are awesome. Okay? And all you need is a little water and you got yourself a freaking meal. Now, I understand there's cheaper products out there, but one thing you got to consider, and I wanted to talk about this for a while. One thing you got to talk, you can buy cheaper products, but the problem with the cheaper products, they don't have the calories. So you also have to consider the calories per meal. I mean, what good is it if you're spending $20, $25 on a can of freeze-dried food and it has virtually no calories to sustain you? So take a look. When you find a cheaper product, look at the calories per meal as well, okay? Because you will need to consume calories. During a shit hit the fan, ain't no time for dieting. And always get those people, that's GMOs. Oh, that's GMOs. Good. When your belly is hitting your spine from starvation, you go with your gluten-free and your non-GMOs and your vegetarian diets. God, I'm in a freaking rare mood. I'm in a rare mood. I'm ready to freaking fight. By the way, I actually have my first doctor's appointment since getting out of the hospital today. They're going to do all kinds of blood work. They're going to tell me if I'm able to go back out to work. They're going to tell me if I can hit the gym and how hard I can exert myself. I'm hoping that my cholesterol levels are down. I'm hoping to hear some good news. I've been trying to take care of myself. I think I've lost a little weight. So that's about 3 o'clock. I should be hitting that office and getting poked and prodded by all kinds of needles. So let's take a look at some of these freaking comments. Dr. Prepper, what the fuck? I am at work. Okay. I be dead by the time they make a new structure. I don't know what you're meaning. One paycheck for all is the same pay. That's right. The harder you work, it's irrelevant. If everybody's making universal pay, what is the motivation to work harder? What is the motivation just to have pride in your work if there is universal pay? I'm going to make the pay regardless I do a good job or not. Why put myself through the effort? Why innovate? Create new technology. Create new drugs when I'm just going to get the same pay as the guy who does close to nothing. Universal pay is bullshit. And the lazy welcome it in because they know they can sit with their PlayStation and just play games all day long and make the same pay as the people who have pride and go out and work. That's why there's such a fight for it. It's normally the people, the ladies who like to watch soap operas all day for a living. Again, people, hit that like button and subscribe. Everybody's always telling me, hey, Overtaxed Taxpayer, you're always forgetting to tell people to subscribe. And by the way, I want to welcome all the new subscribers here to my channel. I know I'm rambling on, jumping around. It must be that 1 cup of coffee I had. The doctor said lay off the coffee for a while. But I had to have 1 cup of coffee, and I'm just freaking all over the place. So, I'm just scrolling. When I put my hand here, I'm scrolling through the comments. That's right. The EU is leaving the SWIFT program. That's by Mr. Olfing. And did you know the SWIFT program, our program, is ending? And I think they're going to change over to the Lightning program. And that's Believe it or not, people always say, well, cryptos is not the wave of the future. Then why is our government leaving the SWIFT also, or have plans to leave the SWIFT program and join the Lightning Network? Something to think about. Brian Perez in the house. It's going to happen because there are more lazy people than hard workers. That's unfortunately, that's why we're losing this country. You know, and it takes money to pay the lazy. But in order to support the lazy, there needs to be slightly more workers. There needs to be slightly more people pulling the cart than those who are riding in it. As the people who are riding in the cart outnumber the people who are actually pulling it, the system ceases. The cart doesn't move no more. And people just cannot seem to grasp that. Right now, we're at a 50-50. We are at about a 50-50. Get a few more people in the cart, and the people who are pulling it will not be strong enough to support it, will not be able to sustain it financially. People know I like to talk in analogies and metaphors. Sometimes it's a better way to articulate what you're trying to say. Jana Williams, I'm retired and I play video games all day. I'm not talking about people who are retired, who put into the system, Jana, but you knew that. Social justice warriors want equal pay. Screw equal pay. That's bull crap. No one has equal pay. Not even I, compared to my male counterparts at work. Somebody always makes more than others. This equal pay is just another way to divide us. Pay is based on productivity. That is correct. Experience and productivity. Bugsy 2379. Thank you for the $9.99 donation to the Super Chat button. In over taxpayer we trust. 999 squad. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It pisses me off. I work 12-hour shifts at night. Master Raven. I used to work 12-hour shifts. Honest to God, when I was a security guard, putting myself through school, busting my ass. The job was so freaking boring. 12 hours, 6 in the morning to 6 at night. 4 days a week, 1 week, 5 days a week, the alternate week. We would rotate 4, 5, 4, 5. I freaking hated it. And that's how I learned. That's how I woke up from the Matrix. I used to be asleep. I didn't know what silver was. I did not know what silver was until about 2008. I thought the world was beautiful, and I thought our country, our government loved and protected us. That all changed in 2008, give or take, through osmosis. I didn't know what this was. I didn't know about storing food for emergencies. 2008, that all changed. I was sitting in a freaking truck for 12 hours a day, listening to News Talk Radio. That was my real education, not the bullshit colleges and government school. Because they didn't teach me a damn thing about anything other than how to listen and obey. You will raise your hand if you want to go take a pee. T. Hambone, allowing unproductive people to vote is clearly a conflict of interest. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I believe in my heart, if you're on government assistance, I'm not saying if you're unemployed, if you're on government assistance, and I'm not talking about Social Security, you need to be drug tested to retain those welfare and food stamp dollars. I know many people who spend their money on drugs. So let's talk about cryptocurrency. Would that be okay? I have to ask because many people get mad about cryptocurrencies. Now, obviously, I've not invested into it yet. I did set up a wallet. They're free. But I've not yet really purchased my first purchase yet. But I know they're the wave of the future. I just had a comment that the EU is leaving the SWIFT system. The SWIFT system is a monetary system that we all utilize right now. Nobody has ever heard of it until now because more and more people are leaving it. Our government is actually making plans to move from the SWIFT system, one that we've created, over to the Lightning Network. Why is our government planning on leaving their own SWIFT system and moving over to the Lightning Network? The Lightning Network supports cryptocurrencies. For those people who do not see the writing on the wall, you need to look a little harder. First name, last name, I am not investing in any stocks. Although let me correct myself. Through work, I do have a 401k plan. Yes, so the only reason I'm in that because my employer contributes my match. So that's free money in my opinion. If I invest 4% of my paycheck and they invest in the match of 4%, that's free money. You got to be an idiot not to take it. Could Trump make America go back to the gold standard again? So first of all, what Trump wants and what Trump is allowed to accomplish are two different things. You've got to understand, the President of the United States does not really run this country. Obviously, he has to contend with Congress and the Senate. But more importantly, he has to contend with that very evil Federal Reserve. You know, that's not part of the federal government. They would have him assassinated like that, in my personal opinion, if he tried to go back to the gold standard. Something that they got us off of during the Nixon years. To Washman001, you always say this, and I do respect you. You don't trust cryptos, but you do trust the dollar. That is so amazing. It's coming whether you like it or not, whether I like it or not. It's coming. Our government, our bankers are already making plans for it. More and more companies every day are accepting cryptocurrencies as payment. Take a look at the places online that sell silver. Many of them, did you know that? Accept Bitcoin as payment now. More and more and more and more and more. Till finally one day, there'll be less and less and less people accepting fiat currencies. It'll happen like the tortoise and the hare. You won't even notice that there's a system change until one day you look, whoa, I remember overtaxed taxpayers saying it's going to be all digital. The thing about getting it into it now, you stand to make a couple of bucks. You really do. You stand to make a few dollars by getting into cryptocurrencies now. A lot of people are Bitcoin. We'll just talk about one. Bitcoin is what, $6,400 as we sit now, give or take a few dollars. They're theorizing that Bitcoin could go up to $100,000 for one Bitcoin. Can you imagine buying one Bitcoin right now for $6,400? I respect the fact that many people cannot afford to buy one full Bitcoin. But can you imagine having the ability to buy one Bitcoin for $6,400, and in a year it's $100,000? Can you imagine having the ability to buy 10 Bitcoins? Can you imagine the ability just to have a fraction of a Bitcoin? Because you can buy it in fractions. It's coming whether we like it or not. Do I trust it 100%? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. But it's coming. That's what they're going to tell me I need to work with in the future, is cryptocurrencies. It's going to replace the dollar. It is. It's a fact. And you can take a look at my links below in my descriptions. In no way am I affiliated with any cryptocurrency company. You don't see any place, any link that says click here to buy your cryptocurrencies. I'm just telling you, it's coming, folks. It is coming. Could Trump? No, he can't. John Simini. What's up, Yankee Stacking? By the way, I'll give a free shout out here. Yankee Stacking has a website if you'd like to go check out. I'm sorry, not a website, a YouTube channel. So go check that channel out. I every now and then I like to go and give a shout out. I don't appreciate people coming online and giving their own shout outs because that's a troll. But when I find somebody who's having has a channel and I'm feeling a little attraction or appreciation of their channel, I like to give a shout out. Reyes, he's a Russian. Jaina, of course they do. Did I say anything in the contrary? She says, I thought deep state, she or he, I don't know, Jaina, I can't tell. I believe it's a lady's name. I thought the deep state and the Fed ran the country. They do. And that's why I say Trump has no control over it. U.S. money is not from our government. It's the people of the Fed and the central bankers. Well, I've been saying that. Distributed ledger technology is coming. So that is cryptocurrencies. Blockchain is coming. That is definitely cryptocurrencies. Some banks in Canada, you could buy cryptos and silver and gold. Go Tron. So Tron is, for those folks, is an alternate coin. It's an altcoin. Chevy 1500C. I'm becoming a silver stacker. That's awesome, man. That is freaking awesome. A little more eye candy for you folks. Silver Eagle. Thank you so much, Tom. Everybody, please, right now as we speak, hit that like button. Hit that like button, the little thumbs up button. It takes a fraction of your second, a fraction of your time, a fraction of a second. Digital code for money. I'm becoming a silver stacker. North Korea and the USA. Just bought 20 ounces of silver. That is freaking awesome. I need to buy some silver too. I'll admit it, I've slacked a little bit. And I definitely need to buy some more of this. I got a lot more where this is from. You take a look at some of my prior videos. You can see about a third of my stack. Why Eagles are just getting... Why Eagles? Because of the recognition. So Don Oliver asks, why buy a Silver Eagle versus a generic round? Because many generic rounds are not recognizable by all. There's so many generic rounds out there. So many new artists who just happen to put out their own art form on a blank silver slug or a silver coin that's not recognizable as new. And when you go to sell it, especially in a shit hit the fan situation or during an economic collapse. The last thing you want to contend with is somebody questioning your silver. You want to be the transaction. You're in the time of need. You're going to want the transaction to go as smoothly as possible. And the last thing you want them to do is have even the slightest doubt. And that's why I do collect generic rounds. But I'll tell you what, I think I might have a total of maybe 40 generic rounds. Maybe. The bulk of my stack is Eagles and Maple Leaves, folks. That's just my opinion. But when it comes time to selling this, and why are you selling this? Why are you selling it? Because you need the money. You're going to need the money. And at that time of need, you want the transaction to go as smooth as possible, as quick as possible, in and out. You don't want any doubts at all. That is why I prefer Eagles and Maple Leafs. John Corner EOS. I thought EOS was actually taking a bomb. I could be mistaken. So Master Raven, he wants me to hold this coin up because he wants to get out some lotion. Oh yes, keep that coin up and I'll bust out the lotion. So I guess he's planning a little sexual endeavor. Oh, that is so funny. So what do you guys think about this illegal immigrant killing this Molly Tibbetts? What do you guys think about this? Think we should allow more illegal immigrants? Notice I emphasize the word illegal immigrants. You think we should allow more Somali and Middle Eastern refugees in our country, folks? I'm just curious. Do you think it's the humane thing to do? Humane for whom? For them or for us? I'll tell you what, it wasn't humane for Molly Tibbetts, who was just found in a field killed by an illegal immigrant. Has one here. Congratulations on your full stack, your full tube of maple leaves. That's awesome. Doesn't it feel good in your hand? And if need to be, you put this in your fist, and this goes out to the ladies too. You put this in your fist and you freaking slug somebody. Silver Morgans are pretty as well. Justman, Truth Seeker. You're buying gold at $1,000? Where? Doubtful. I don't know. Maybe you're right. I don't know. That was rude of me to say. But what is it? Spot price is 11, 11.50, somewhere in there. Delta Rosca, 125. Will it be possible to buy real estate with silver and gold? So, yes, it will be. And as a matter of fact, I believe it'll also be possible to buy real estate with cryptocurrencies. But absolutely, what would be the process? The same process as though you were, let's say, buying it with cash. I believe currently right now, if there's a seller out there who's willing to accept gold and silver, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing illegal about it, first of all. Joe G, cryptocurrencies, first food, then silver, at least 1 gold ounce, and then crypto. I agree with you. There. And you got to add some guns and ammo to that. There's no sense in stacking up on a bunch of silver, bunch of food, when you cannot protect it. And also train your family members how to fire a weapon. And obviously, I don't need to be a safety Sally. The safety ramifications. Hugo Romero, again, how do you buy silver on JM Bullion as the price is different from coin to coin or bars? Isn't silver just silver? You know, that's like saying one name brand of soup is different from another name brand of soup. The fact of the matter is, when it comes to Silver Eagles, for example, you're correct. When you go to JM Bullion, there's a couple of different varieties of Silver Eagles. Proofs, I ignore. I don't pay any attention to proofs. I go for the cheapest Silver Eagle that I can find, and that's what I purchase. I think also some bars are in more demand. Some generic rounds or numismatic coins are in demand more. Therefore, you will pay a higher price for them. It's just the name of the game. But don't stress out over it. If you're not a numismatic collector and don't care about the collectability of it, if you're just into getting silver to hold silver, then just get the cheapest coin that is recognizable. I think there's about 3 or 4 varieties of price ranges for Silver Eagles. There's the proofs, and then there's the, you get some of them that are 1998s and whatever. I don't care about that. As long as for me, it's a Silver Eagle and it's the cheapest Silver Eagle, I'm in on it. Bugsy 2379. Man, Bugsy, you're an amazing guy. $19.99. Buy the 30-year anniversary Maple Leaf. Brother, thank you so much for that contribution and using the super chat button. I appreciate it. I'm going to check out the 30-year anniversary Maple Leaf. I got to sit down with my lovely wife, and I like to involve her when I purchase because she gets a kick out of looking at some of the coins also. I'm going to check out the 30-year anniversary Maple Leaf. We'll purchase it, and then we'll show it online here. The Silver Buffalo Round. Tom Elms, thank you so much for participating. You're right. As far as generic rounds, the Buffalo rounds are another recognizable coin. There are some generic rounds that are more recognizable. I'm not saying they're not. But there's so many artists out there. There's so many people who are creating their own coin that it might not be recognizable. I'm not saying if they're taking out a silver tester, the acids, that they're not going to ultimately come to the conclusion that it is a real coin. But do you really want the freaking hassle when you need to sell that coin? Do you really want the hassle? Reyes, he needs weed. So, folks, send him some weed. He needs some weed. Hey, Reyes, did I just not do you a favor? I just hooked you up, brother. So, Tyler Stern, what is the best crypto to invest in, both on a budget or if money were no object? Tyler, I need to give you a disclaimer, and I need to be honest with you. I have not made my first crypto purchase yet. I did set up a wallet. As a matter of fact, there's a couple of links in the video descriptions. But I would suggest, first and foremost, Bitcoin and Litecoin. Now, don't stress it out. You do not have to buy an entire Bitcoin. You do not have to buy an entire Litecoin. You can buy $20 of a Litecoin. You can buy $20 of a Bitcoin. First and foremost, Bitcoin and Litecoin. People are saying DIGIBYTE is also great and has potential. In addition, DIGIBYTE is only 2.5 cents per DIGIBYTE. So for example, if you wanted to dump $20 into it, you can have a considerable amount of DIGIBYTEs. Like I said, I set up a wallet. I put some links in the video descriptions for supporting the channel, but ultimately I need to sit down with the wife, go over our budget, and see what we can achieve as far as our first purchase. Volkswagen Planet in the house. Neo is better. Man, I don't know. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm an infant when it comes to, I'm just an infant with cryptos. Silver Stacking, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. I'm just going through some of the text. It's hard to keep up with every text. Love your videos, man. Keep up the good work. Juan Espinoza. Juan, first of all, everybody, my live chats are actually going to slow down significantly once I go back to work. I like to do the plain video formats, and that's what I'm going to go back towards. I'll probably only do one live feed per week, starting, let's say, this Monday. You probably won't see any live feeds from me anymore. I'm going to go back to doing videos on various subject matters like I was 3 weeks ago. I have all the weed you can have. What's up? Overtaxed taxpayer? Keep it up, bro. Mr. Harmon. And every house should have a garden. I agree. I'll tell you what, Ray S. Growing food, the hardest thing about growing your own food is correcting the soil for each different type of vegetable you're growing. I'll miss that live streams. Like I said, I'll have one live stream a week. I really will. I might even have two. But a lot of the people, a lot of the feedback like just videos that pinpoint on a subject and talk about just that subject. I too also like doing that. I think they're very educational. What I like about the live streams is on this screen I see a bunch of text, a lot of chat from you folks. So I'm able to address your questions like now. Whereas before you would put in a question and pray you would get an answer within 2 or 3 days. I like the fact that I can address your answer now, as well as everybody else sees the answer to your question. I think it's an invaluable learning tool. I also, by the way, learn from you folks. I really do. Slick Rick just purchased 10 ounces of silver, and it felt good. Thank you so much. Yes, you like this shirt? DYDSS came from Mikey Fusero. He was very gracious enough to send me this shirt. It feels good on the skin too. For you those haven't seen his channel, he has his own YouTube channel. Grim Fernando, I'm a changed man. I now take 10 ounces of silver over 10 ounces of weed. Dude, good for you. Lord Humongous, I love gardening too. I never was a freaking garden nerd in my life. I ride a Harley, I freaking go out with the guys. But there's something as I'm getting older, gardening is very, calming. I just suck at it. I can barely grow a carrot. And I pull my carrots out. They're so freaking puny. And I think it's all to do with the soil. To tomatoes, everything I grow, man. I think it's about learning how to make good soil. Have I ever thought about putting a soundbite of Herman Cain? No, I have not. I will look into that. By the way, welcome to all who are part of the .999 squad. I really appreciate you being here. I love your live streams. AG Stacker Korean. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mark B, keep up the good videos. Again, thank you so much. Anybody hear about the Manafort trial? It was basically a witch hunt. They're trying to get these folks to turn on Trump. And this whole Russian collusion thing, not a damn thing turned up a bit, about it. He got busted for some tax fraud. Okay. Has nothing to do about Russia. Okay. Oh, Lord Humongous. I meant to say, everybody, I want to give a shout out to Lord Humongous. I also want to apologize to Lord Humongous. Lord Humongous has a YouTube channel. I was unaware of that until last night when I decided to go click on his name. I sometimes do that to the people who give me super chat donations. I'll click on their name, do a little research on them. And I come to find out this guy has 40,000 subscribers. The channel was called The Lord Humongous. I will admit that. I'm not certain if it's the same channel as Lord Humongous. But if it's the same guy, he talks about silver and various videos pertaining to prepping and whatnot. Please go and check him out. Go check out his YouTube channel. Mutiny Metals. That is the second time I've heard about that, Troy Ounce. I need to go check out some Mutiny Metals. Tom Elms. Self-sufficiency is where it's at. That's right. So I just damaged my own door jamb. Exterior door jamb. I could have called somebody, and I know this is oversimplifying it. I could have called somebody, paid them a bunch of bucks to come in and fix my own door jamb. Had to sit here with them, babysit them, pray that they do a good job. Freaking YouTube. Looked at YouTube, how to fix a damn door jamb. Did it myself. Now the door opens and closes, seals better than it ever has since the day this house was built. And my wife is proud of me. I love my wife. Avocados. Annette, you're growing avocados? First of all, Annette, how do you grow avocados? And what climate do they need to be in? I would love to have some avocados growing around here. Tom Elms, thank you so much, everybody. If you would just take a moment of your time, hit the like button if you have not already hit that like button. Your opinion on Eagles versus rounds from one other mine such as Golden State Mint and Silver Shield. Well, when it comes to rounds, Denver, Garrison, when it comes to rounds, it's basically aesthetics. Because there's no such thing as a one round being better than another round. Unless one round is more recognizable than another. Other than that, it's basically aesthetics. What is pleasing to you? What do you like? What is the design, the art value of the round? Of the generic round, that is. Again, I'm in it for the recognition of the coin. When I go to sell, I want the transaction to go smoothly as possible. And that is why I primarily stay with Silver Eagles and Maple Leafs. Yes, there are some rounds that I find so pretty. There are some bars that I find so pretty, I gotta have them. One bar I would like to buy is the 10-ounce Jesus whipping people from the temple. I forgot the name of that bar. And one day I'm going to get it. Carmen Fuentes, hello back to you. Thank you for joining. Politics, keep your eyes open on Germany. Trump blacked out. Okay. I'm Mexican and I don't like of immigrants. They have more rights than I do, and the government won't help me in a time of need, but would help immigrants that have a record. Yeah, they're again, AJ Villafuerte. Thank you so much for joining in. What they're trying to do is dilute the American way of life, dilute the American belief in hard work, dilute us out of existence. Think of a glass of milk, half full. Think of the milk. And this can go with any other country out there. Think of that glass milk, half filled with milk. And think of that milk being pure American values. And then you bring in a bunch of refugees and illegal immigrants, and that's water, and you pour it into the half glass of milk. What does that do to the milk? It dilutes it. Another word for diluting is to make weaker. And let's just say they keep pouring in water. Eventually, you're not going to see any cloudiness from the whiteness of the milk. That is what they're trying to achieve, to break us down so they can take over us. And that's a fact. Jaina, yeah, I do a lot of my own repairs on YouTube. I mean, learning from YouTube. And it's saved me so much money. It has saved me so much money to do my own repairs. I do it right. I have the ability to analyze somebody's instructions and maybe make tweaks to it and make it even slightly better. I think we all have that ability. But that door jam, I had to kick in my own door. I accidentally locked the keys. I wasn't going to call a locksmith. That's a lot of money, as well as the time it would take that person to get here. I kicked in the door jamb. The entire section where the two locks bolt and the door handle just shattered. So I had to basically cut that section out. I went to Home Depot, purchased wood. I said, I only need a piece that's 2 feet long. He went over to his scrap pile. He wrote the word free on it. It took me some screws, proper tools, boom. It's done. Stronger, it shuts better. The door seals up better against the, the insulation or the, that trim. You can hardly see any daylight to it, unlike when the house is built. Solar Geek, howdy, sir. I would love to get some solar. That's expensive. Talk about being a prepper if you can achieve some solar electricity. Big fan from Dublin, Ireland. Currently, I have silver valued at 20% of my total holdings, and he has another 80 in cash. What is your recommendation of the percentage? If it works for you, sir, I don't like giving out financial advice because what is good for me might not be good for you. I don't know all the variables. I don't know the amount of debt. I don't know the amount of family members or children. I don't know whether those children are being put through school or the condition of there's so many variables, So if that's working for you, that is working for you. Obviously, the more money you can put into savings, the better. And when I say savings, I mean precious metals. Rafael Martinez, he hit the like button, but wants to know if keto is affecting me negatively. It has. Keto is an excellent diet if you're already healthy, if you already have low cholesterol levels, if your arteries are not clogged. Do not go on the keto diet if you have clogged arteries or heart disease. You must be healthy, and then the keto diet will work as prescribed. Me, I did not get myself checked, and I already had high cholesterol levels and probably had some blockage. My ego did not, my ego overwrote my brain, and I went on the keto diet, and I just think that sealed the deal, and that clogged up the arteries even worse. So be careful about going on the keto diet. Just in case, thank you, I'm fine. Shelby Silverstack just joined. Well, that's a good number of ounces to have. Bob Clark, so I always say that the minimum amount of ounces somebody should have, obviously the minimum is what you can afford. But if you can afford it, the minimum you should have is, I think, 200 ounces. That's the minimum. If you can get up around 5, then you're a real serious stacker. That's my opinion. Definitely get some silver, get some gold if you can. Even a ½ ounce feels really good in your hands. Do I think silver will overshoot gold? I have no clue, Solar Geek. I really don't. There's so much manipulation. It's very hard to put your mind in their plans. Put yourself in their shoes. What are they going to achieve? In common sense wise, I don't think silver will ever overshoot gold. I really don't. From biblical days, from the Bible, gold was always valued more than silver. So I don't think that'll ever change. I think the ratio, the amount of ounces that it takes to buy 1 ounce of gold, the amount of these that it takes to buy 1 ounce of gold, I think the ratio will close in from 80 of these to, let's say, maybe hopefully 40 of these. Hey, Lord Humongous, I hope I did not overstep my bounds by giving your YouTube channel a shout out. I really hope I did not. Looks like you want to remain anonymous, and that is cool with me. Do you own any Scottsdale silver? No, and it's funny. Scottsdale silver is up here in Phoenix, Arizona, from what I understand. So, but I do not. Now, Scottsdale silver, I believe, also sells stacker bars. A stacker bar is a silver bar, but it's cut out on the bottom to where it matches the top of another bar, so they lock in place when you stack it. So I would love to get some stacker bars, and they actually will lock into place. Unlike buying, let's say, everyday bars, they just stand on top of each other but can slide around. I guess they have like a groove system on their edges, the stacker bars. They're really cool. Do you own any Scottsdale silver? I just answered that. Thank you so much, Lord Humongous. I own 2 10-ounce bars, Master Raven. Scottsdale bars are pretty, aren't they? Up to date gold is 1196.26. And silver right now is $14.77. $14.77, folks. Come on. Go buy some silver. Go buy some silver. Silver and gold. Let's check out some news. I'm about ready to end the video. Yeah, illegal immigrant charged in Tibbet's case may have evaded the E-Verify system. I, again, want to know how this guy has been feeding himself and his family, this illegal immigrant, for the last 4 to 6 years. I want to have a full investigation how he was able to live in this community and support himself. If there was an employer that had hired him, he also, or that employer also, evaded the E-Verify system and should be held accountable in the murder or the contribution to the murder of this Somali Tibbets. And I pray again that this guy wasn't collecting welfare and Social Security. So fractional silver, I don't agree with it. Silver's so cheap right now. Why buy 1 gram of silver? The premium on small fractional pieces of silver will be so astronomical. Just go for a full ounce. That's your smallest increment that I would recommend in silver. If you would have asked the same thing in gold, yeah, I would have said, yeah, buy 10th ounce gold. And Ray S. obviously agrees with me. He says fractional silver is a burn. Hey, did you see my notice that the Jesus Clears the Temple bar is on sale? Yes, I did. Right now, I just cannot afford to buy any silver with all my hospital stuff that's going on, with all the bills that are rolling in on that mailbox. I had to put my silver purchases aside for now. I agree with Master Raven and Yankee Stacking. If you want fractional silver, go with junk silver, also known as constitutional silver. That would be your pre-65 nickels and dimes. I'm sorry, your pre-65 dimes and quarters. Priority mailbox cost me $75. James Mark of the Beast Phoenix 2-ounce round. I would love to get my hands on one of those. Somebody showed me a picture of that freaking coin, and it was just an amazing looking coin. It really is. Matt Lawrence, constitutional silver is by far the best fractional silver, and I wholeheartedly agree. Wholeheartedly agree. Denver Garrison, thank you so much. I am trying to get well. As a matter of fact, in a few hours, I got my very first doctor's appointment since being released from the hospital. So I'm going to go see what he has to say. I would like to start hitting the gym again. I would like to go back to work and get back to being contributing to society. Frio Norte. Yeah, I used to find constitutional silver in my loose change quite often, up until about a year or two ago. To be honest with you, I haven't found any pre-65 dimes and quarters in any of my change, regardless whether I get the change from a supermarket or a bank. I haven't found any pre-65 change at all. It's getting very difficult to find. Now, yes, you can go online and yes, you can buy it. And you're going to pay a little premium for it now because it's getting so rare. But as far as finding it, accidentally somebody giving it to me in my change or a bank giving it to me, I haven't been finding it. And I, about once every 2 weeks, buy a roll of quarters for laundry. Where I live in Tucson, I have to use a laundromat. I've been buying that tube for over a year now. Every 2 weeks. Never found one pre-65 quarter in it yet. Not one. And I look hard. Yes, that's a bunny behind me. It's just a little statue. Some of the knickknacks we have around the house. My wife got a silver quarter from Starbucks 3 weeks ago. That's amazing because Hey, did I ever tell you about one time I was waiting at the post office during Christmas time? It was about 2 or 3 weeks during Christmas time. And everybody's shipping through the post office. So there was a long line. And in walks this guy. I'm not lying. And he had a handful of Morgan silver dollars. And he didn't say a damn word to nobody. He started at the front of the line and he handed everybody a Morgan silver quarter or a silver dollar. I guarantee you 99% of the people did not know what this guy was giving them. He gave it to each and everybody and walked out the door without saying a word. When I got mine, I finally saw what it was. I knew what I got. I still have that silver Morgan to this day. It was really weird. He just walked up and down and just gave it to everybody and left without saying a word. And again, I question if anybody in that line actually knew what it was. I question if somewhere along that same day they didn't spend it on a Starbucks. Yeah, banks do take them out of circulation as they receive them. I think those money machines actually separate them also. Those coin, people dump their buckets of coins in them. I have no doubt if there is something in them that separates them. Yeah, this guy handed out Morgan dollars. I'm not kidding you. It happened, I would say, 10 years ago. 8 years ago. Why is silver prices going down so much? I think there's a perceived notion that the value of the dollar has gone up. So basically our dollar is not necessarily going up. The strength of our dollar, there's a perceived strength of increasement in there because the other currencies of the world are getting weaker. When two currencies are side by side, one gets weaker. You can say this is stronger now. So they say the stronger the dollar, the weaker the precious metals are. So wouldn't that say something? If the dollar is going to crash, don't you think it's a good idea to buy some silver? I mean, that's just my perception. It's saying it right now in the markets. They're saying it on the news right now. The reason why precious metals have fallen is because the dollar is getting stronger. That stands to reason that we should all be preparing for a dollar crash with precious metals. Good for you, Pre-33. He's waiting on his 1 ounce America Gold Eagle. Wow, to arrive in the mail today. Gosh, I'm so envious. I am so envious. I would just love to hold a 1 ounce. I would love just to hold a ½ an ounce gold coin. That would be freaking amazing. Well, it's like $4. Is there any... It's an economical bubble. We are witnessing electrical shock of the system. Yeah, can you imagine? That's so freaking cool. I'm looking right now at the news updates. This illegal immigrant that killed Molly Tibbetts. I know you've already heard it. I'm just looking for updates and whatnot. Basically, what had occurred, I have a question here. What occurred was she was jogging. And this guy basically followed her in his vehicle. He eventually got out of his vehicle, went up to her. She held out her cell phone and told him to get the hell away from him. She ran off and he chased her down. He then claims he blacked out, and when he woke, she was dead. I blacked out. Oh, honey, I just emptied our savings account, okay? I blew it on a bunch of unnecessary guns. But I want you to know, before I blew our savings, I blacked out. When I got into the vehicle, our car, baby, I woke up from my blackout and found all these weapons here. You can't hold me accountable. I blacked out. Shoot him. Take him out. Prove that he did it, obviously. Then shoot him. And let that be a lesson for everybody else who wants to commit murder. Right now, there's just incentive to commit murder. Commit a murder, commit a rape. We'll send you to jail. You'll get 3 nice warm meals and a hot cot, or whatever they call it. Now, if there's a public hanging, I tell you what, people would think twice about some of the crimes they're committing on their fellow man. It's just my opinion. But honey, I blacked out. Grim Fernando. Eye for an eye. It's amazing, Damien. It really is amazing. I blacked out, and when I woke up, she was dead. 24 years old this illegal immigrant was. 24 years old. I'm just trying to think back. That guy's almost, no insult to anybody here, he's almost a teenager still. I mean, he's 4 years beyond being a teenager, but think, he's still just a freaking kid. Weren't we all just really kids when we were 24 years old, us men? Well, they don't want you, Lord Humongous. They don't want you packing a gun. They want you to rely on them, the government, just like a drug dealer. They get you hooked. Here's a little taste. Now you come back to me when you need something. Remember, when seconds count, and there was a point just before she died where seconds counted. When seconds count, the police are minutes away. You just remember that, folks. I always tell people, you freaking hate guns, fine. Don't pass laws that prohibit me from having a gun because you're not comfortable with them. And if you're so comfortable in not owning a gun and you think everybody should not own a gun, why don't you take a sign, put it in your front yard, advertising that that house, your home, is a gun-free zone? They won't. They look at you like, huh? No. We should all be gun-free zones. That way we're all victims. I don't want to be a victim. They won't put a sign in their front yard that my home is a gun-free zone. They won't. That shows the hypocrisy of some people. So, illegal immigration, that's an oxymoron. Yeah. I go over to Mexico, you can trust me, if there'll be some ramifications if I illegally enter their country. Lord Humongous, I have to agree with you on that statement that you said. Love the country, not your government. Silver Stranger, we also have open carry here in Arizona. As a matter of fact, we have concealed carry here in Arizona. In addition, I've had my concealed permit for 18 years now. And here in Arizona, we don't need it, but I still get it because what am I trying to say? With my purchased concealed permit, I'm allowed to go to 5 other states. Reciprocity, I can't pronounce the word. But you know what I'm trying to say. We have that with 5 other states where I'm allowed to travel into those states. And as long as I have my permit, I'm legal. Reciprocity, or God, I can't pronounce anything. I'm a moron. Chicago's a gun-free zone. Absolutely. Guns are not bad. Some people are bad. Alexandra Smith. I never held a gun and never owned a gun. Your fists are the best weapons, but don't use your fists just to assault somebody for no reason. I imagine that this Molly Tibbetts, I'm pointing to the computer screen behind me, I imagine she attempted to use her fist against a man who outweighed her and outstrengthened her. I bet you the last moments of her life she wished she had a gun. And I just don't think it's fair that we say to her, you cannot own a gun. And besides, going fist to fist with somebody, it's illegal nowadays also. Everything's illegal. Every fucking, excuse my language, everything is illegal now. Because that person comes back, oh, I didn't do what she says I did. I want to charge her. And then you drag you through the court system, freaking, and it's all about the money. The court system is not about justice. It's about how much money they can freaking get out of you. And a lot of people can't even afford to go to court anymore and defend themselves. I'm sorry for getting worked up, people. I really am. Anyway, folks, I believe that this video has gone on long enough. I believe ran the course of our conversation. I also want to remind everybody, if you're new to my channel, subscribe, hit the like button. Also, once this video is uploaded, it's not uploaded yet, come back, give it a comment. There's also some links in the video description and in ways to support this channel of ours. You folks have a great day. I'm going to go get cleaned up. I'm going to just get out for the day. I washed the Harley Davidson. I might take it for a spin. Folks, have a great day. Take care.